Hi, Galactica fans. I'm Stu Phillips, and I'm the guy responsible for the music to the show you obviously like to watch. From the very inception, it was a major project. It was $14 million, which they were proud to advertise all over the place. We tried to figure something new to do. The idea came about that perhaps what we should do is find something exciting in the orchestra that's going to play the music. And Glen said, why don't we get the LA Philharmonic? So Harry made a call to Ernest Fleischman. Harry fully expected Ernest to say, forget about it, but Ernest didn't, because at that time the Philharmonic was interested in trying to broaden its base a bit, and he felt that this was a good way to do it. And so he actually was very interested, and they made a deal. The Universal scoring stage was basically set up to handle anywhere from 50 to 70-piece orchestra, and obviously the Philharmonic was going to vary between about 85 and 110. Eventually Ernest Fleischman said, what about 20th Century Fox, because we recorded there when we did the Turning Point. We went to 20th Century Fox and proceeded for 5 days, double sessions each day, to record the score to Galactica. I think it was 7 or 8 tracks overall, spotted mics over the entire orchestra, and then there were individual mics for a harp and for the synth and for piano and for lead woodwinds. There I was, standing on the same podium that Zubin Mehta and Andre Previn and others had stood on, plus I was in the same studio that John Williams, Jerry Goldsmith, and all these people had recorded, and I was thinking to myself, it took a long time, but I finally made it. Glen is one of the producers who is very fond of re-editing till the very, very last moment. I am a person who hates to have music cut up by a music editor in order to make it fit. I like to try to write it so it fits. And up to the very, very last moment on the scoring stage with the Philharmonic there, I was getting changes from my music editor, trying to fix them on the stand and the podium, which of course takes time. And I was getting harassed by Glen, who was saying to me, just play it the way you wrote it and we'll fix it later. We'll cut it up later. And I just didn't want to do that. And I kept doing my best to rearrange it, reorchestrate it, or reconceive it while I was there with the orchestra. And fortunately, I got enough of it done that to me, the score doesn't sound like it's cut into pieces, but there was a lot of anxiety going on there. Most of the time, I never had more than 3-4 days top to write all the music for the series for each episode. And that was the way the whole series went, week to week to week to week. Always last minute. It's the only thing that made it plausible and possible for me to meet the deadlines every week was the fact that a lot of the music was repetitious, and I didn't have to create new music, just new arrangements. It was like an opera, everybody had their little thematic thing. There was the battle music, there was the fighter jets leaving the Galactica. Boxy had its little theme, and also the Daggett had its theme. Most of what I would create would be for the new characters, like, the character Kane with Lloyd Bridges, that 2-part episode. I had a whole new theme for him and a whole new concept of the music for that. Tombs of Cobalt, which took us to something that resembled ancient Egypt. There was a whole new concept there. There was a love theme for Jane Seymour, but obviously after she died, it wasn't around anymore, but I did use it because it was part of Apollo. So it worked out for me to use that with Apollo because it was as much their theme as her theme. In the early 50s, I worked at a bar called the Black Watch, it's now called Derek's, playing cocktail piano with, these pianos where people sit around there and you play and they put dollar bills in your glass. Right above that bar is a great big sign which said, Battlestar Galactica, music composed by Stu Phillips, conducting the Los Angeles Philharmonic Orchestra. When I saw that, I got a kind of a kick out of that, to think that 27 years ago I was earning dollar bills and playing piano, and now I'm up there in lights for everybody to see. I was excited about the whole series. I really looked forward to it. It was one of the rare times in my career of 40-some-odd years that I actually looked forward to getting up every morning and going out to my office. I mean, I'd get up about 6:30 and start writing. And I really looked forward to it. I mean, I didn't trudge out to my office. I ran out to my office because I'd have a head full of ideas and things. It was an adventure.